We are looking at this video here, how he loves. I'm super excited to see this. Here we go, Todd. What? That snare drum is beautiful. What is that?
It's a steel DW.
Someone treated themselves. Nice.
I treated myself. I deserve it.
Oh boy, that's a nice snare. And you've got some really nice cymbals as well. What are the cymbals quickly? Zildjians, right?
I think it's a K dark, and then my hi-hats are A. I have a really terrible ride. It was like $100, and it pings really, really loud.
So
which it helps. It forces me to play it quietly, which I'm not successful at all when you get to the ride parts. I'm not successful at all in playing it quietly.
That's good to have that as like, yep, something I need to work on. All right, let's have a listen. Sorry, I just was like, what? You got an expensive snare there, man. That's a nice snare. Good job, man. It sounded good. I'm loving what I'm hearing. The one thing you could do to take it further, like I would love if your left hand snares were even quieter, right? Like if we could get to that point. Can I just, for comparison, I'll just bring up the sound slice real quick. And I'll do the thing I've been doing a bunch today. Is go to the drums only and we can have a listen to it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So, if we go back to yours. It's not just the left hand needs to be quieter. It's not just that. It's also maybe the strong backbeat could be louder as well. I'll give you some actual tips as to how to make that happen. Is that cool with you, Todd? Awesome. All right. So the biggest thing that's going to help us play quieter on the snare is not just trying to be softer. It's all about how high you bring your stick. So if I'm bringing the stick up about that high, it's going to be about that volume. If I limit myself to really low, it has to be quiet. Like that's about as loud as I can play that at that stick height. I think your stick height's about just under your hi-hats. If you can like halve that or even to a third or a quarter of that and really limit the movement of your left hand, then that is going to just automatically make those way, way quieter. So instead of like this, lowering that stick height, sorry. And then if you really lower that stick height, it's going to make this right hand stand out more and feel like it's like a lot more different in regards to how quiet this is and how loud this is. But you could also put a little bit more of a whip on that stroke on this hand. To make it stand out a little bit more. So that's the main thing. Does that sound like something that will help you or just give you a clear thing to work on there, Todd? Just to take this even further?
This is one reason that I wish I can't really afford, especially when I'm buying snare drums like that, I can't afford.
Yeah, when you're buying snare drums like that, I love that caveat. Yeah.
But like when you just did the whip, I didn't even see your hand move. So like I don't understand the motion of.
Yeah, let's
Because
break
I think I use too much arm. Like, what's the motion to whip? I think I do I bring my whole arm up is how I hit it harder, and I know that's not right.
Yeah, gotcha. I might do this on a pad just so it's not, to start with, not so loud. Okay, with the whip, it's this motion of, like if you can see this is kind of where it comes from. So it's a lot of wrist, and it's from here, like that's pointing up to the ceiling with, like see that kink there in the wrist, pointing up, and then it's going to be like, you can see my arm is coming up to kind of really get this inverse bend at the wrist. And then as I'm coming down, I'm moving the arm down, and the wrist has really got my hand pointing to the ceiling. And then as I move my hand down, I flick the wrist like that. So it's much more than if I'm not moving the arm and I'm just using the wrist. There's a decent amount of velocity there, but if I do this inverse bend and then arm is still going up and then I'm really bending the wrist the other way and then I'm moving the arm down and then I move the wrist to hit the head. That's what I mean by whip. And it doesn't happen in this massive motion. If I break that down, arms going up, inverse bend, bending the other way, moving hand down, whipping at the wrist. Does that make it any clearer?
Yeah, that definitely makes it make a lot more sense.
Okay, cool. Well, hopefully that helps. Technique is one of those things where, in my experience, I would have to sit there for a while to like make it happen. It's been a long time since I've really dialed into technique that I'm not thinking about every single motion, right? So,
but one thing that I appreciate that in the height, because one of the things on the that I heard that has really helped is playing accent doesn't necessarily mean playing louder. It means playing everything else quieter, and that's something that's really hit my head.
That's so true.
That's something that really helped.
Really hit you in the head and knocked you out. No, that's right. Hey, Lester, what did you want to say, man?
Because I'm still remembering around the grip that you talked to me about making that loose. Does that make a difference as well?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you're holding it really tight, then the stick doesn't get to do the whip because it's restricted to this. And what we're trying to do is just give it a few, I don't know if you can see, maybe it's better in this hand, a few extra inches of movement, especially at the back of the stick. The fingers are allowing, see this, where the stick gets to, the fingers are allowing it to get to there, and then they kind of are assisting with the wrist movement of flicking that stick down. So it's a little bit of that too, Todd, but with the wrist as well. If you're using my Simplified Drum Parts to know what to play in church, I'd like to offer you some more hands-on help with the how to make sure that you are playing these parts as well as you possibly can with workshops just like this. So check out the link down below.